when we last left off, you guys traveled north up the Midris River to the capital city of Medranis. You made a little bit of friends along the way in terms of some barge-dwelling lizard folk. Did a little trading with them. Didn't run into anything dangerous, which was good. Then you kind of left at the you left Volan to handle some paperwork while you got on the docks. I mean, she is the captain, so that's kind of her job. Um, well, you guys started scouting out Madronis and came upon a trio of beggars, three little goblins, who you guys gave 10 gold to, and ended up asking about a
And a
place
cooked fish.
and a fish, and ended up asking about a gambling establishment. So they kind of led you around until you got to a door with an eye symbol above it, in some sort of alleyway. Unbeknownst to the rest of you, Volan has been slowly following after you, and she has caught up to the. She has basically walked up behind you just as you guys had discovered that there is some kind of bouncer that the other side of the door of this large door, at least 10 feet tall of a door, that the goblins have been chatting to on the other side in Goblin.
If
What
only
are
we
we
had our
doing here,
goblin.
folks?
I don't know. I just kind of tagged along.
Making some money.
Oh, making some money. How? What are we doing?
This place, Captain, is, I would like to present you a random gambling establishment shown
You
to
betcha.
us by a couple of street urchins.
Good.
Sounds
good.
perfectly safe.
They are not
Right.
urchins. They are goblins.
What could go wrong? They could be both.
That sounds like a very good
Oh, you're right.
opportunity.
They could be
for
like
us.
Lobu, urchin on command.
I mean, do we just ask to go in, or did they tell you special establishment? Like, what are we doing?
The door starts to open, and you see behind it, kind of like activating the door, pulling it open, is a tall, wide ogre, who's kind of gazing down at the group of you as the goblins kind of usher you forward as you see a set of stairs heading down, and the sounds of people laughing, of what sounds like multiple conversations, a bit of music, and the various sounds of like clacking, which may or may not be dice, and maybe something else down there. But you seem to have definitely come to the right place. Come on, come on. We can put in a good word for you guys.
Zephyrus will walk right in.
Yeah, right behind him.
The ogre just kind of stares down at all of you.
Stare back at the ogre.
Yeah, I'll stare at the ogre as well.
I'm gonna head in, but I'm gonna keep my hand on my coin purse.
There it is.
You come to a rather noisy and crowded establishment with races of all kinds as you descend down these deep stairs, probably about 20 feet down, finding that you have rather tall ceilings at this point, allowing for beings like Goliaths and Minotaurs, and even another ogre that you see kind of standing off to one of the tables, have enough headroom.
Never has there been a more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Excellent. I was also watching that movie the other day because it was the 43rd anniversary.
Why are you talking like that? We're not on the Stormy Jack anymore.
But you also see, a huge cross section of various races. You see humans, of course, and lizard folk, which is what you saw a lot when you were walking around up there. Dwarves, halflings, gnomes, elves, goblins, dragonborns, and various other things like maybe a tiefling here or there, half orcs, half elves, that sort of thing. Uh, but you also see the occasional more unusual and exotic individual. Uh, and just for example, the ogres, which don't appear to be very common here. And you've now seen two of them. And the occasional hobgoblin. You see a few hobgoblins walking by, wearing these kind of grayish uniforms with the eye symbol stitched on them. Kind of looking like maybe they are the hired watchers or enforcers for this particular place. And you see more than just gambling going on. There's a wide back bar with several bartenders behind it, and there seem to be several sorry, I'm trying to get the right word. Several alcove type rooms, or perhaps leading into corridors, where we hear more than just the normal sounds of merriment. You get the feeling that in some sections there might be a brothel operating here, but in other sections there could be a fighting ring. Out of the sight of the current gambling and drinking group.
Toby's going to go to the bar, order a drink, and look around for someone who looks like a seasoned gambler.
Lobo's about to lose all his money.
Yep. You bet.
Head toward the bar.
Alright.
Okay.
So, let's see. You're going down towards the bar. Who else said they were going towards the bar?
We'll go to the bar as well.
I will too.
Okay. And just have these two parts separate just so I can keep track of who's where. Let's see here. So, behind the bartender, you see two humans and one lizard folk at the moment. And they seem to be mixing drinks and taking orders of various customers.
Sidle up. What's good here?
Oh, well, everything's good here, says one of the humans. What sort of drinks do you like? And she kind of looks you up and down. You looking for something exotic to your taste, or taste of home?
What would a taste of home be? Salt water?
No. There's
Fermented
some,
seaweed?
well, somewhat. There's a kind of fermented. Ugh. Sorry, I hate when that happens. My brain suddenly forgets the words. Yes, there is a kind of sort of a seaweed. There's that kind of fruit that tends to grow in attached to reefs that can float for miles before bursting apart and growing in the seas.
Can I tell what the hell he's talking about?
Well, she's referring to some sort of, let's see, it's generally referred to as reef fruit. Yeah, you would know that as a sea elf.
Fermented reef fruit?
She
You
knows.
fermented reef fruit.
Yes. Do your people not do that?
I don't think we do.
Because there were some that came from the northern part of the Gulf that do that.
Now, give me something exotic.
All right.
Pat Boland's butt. I like exotic.
Oh,
She laughs. you looking to rent a room by the hour as well? The bartender grins,
I don't know. Maybe.
grabbing something else off the shelf and start pouring a drink together.
I'm going to walk up to the sea elf that is ordering a drink, and I'm just going to kind of sit down next to them and say to the bartender, "This one's on me." And she
Bartender
looks
nods.
to the sea elf. I noticed that you walked in with that robot. What is it?
Ahem.
Look over at Cogsworth. Him?
Yes.
Fuck if I know. You want to know what he is? Go ask him.
What?
I am not a robot.
Why don't
I am a clipboard. My name is Cogsworth.
why don't you describe yourself, Caleb?
So, I am right now appearing as a. Let me
God.
look here. I look like this, fairly tall for a woman. I'm appearing as a human with long brunette hair, a long red dress, and a wide red hat. Here, I'll go ahead and put
God.
it into the
You missed
chat.
out.
I'm gonna put it into the chat on the which one should I
Ollaras
put
on
it
the
in?
water.
Okay,
It's under RP games.
there
That
we
would have been
go.
hilarious.
This is what I look like right.
All right. Right now, my character Zephyrus looks like a colorfully dressed half elf. Short black hair and
Lots of secrets.
and
Sorry,
right now
these are
he is
very,
currently
very normal.
right now he looks like he's writing something down as he's looking at you.
Yeah, sitting between Zephyrus and Volan is a tiefling wearing plate armor. Her hair is black. And you see it. And she's wearing a necklace that looks like a skull. It's a holy symbol, obviously.
Yeah, you would recognize this symbol as the holy symbol for Quer, the goddess of death. She is not fond of undead. She is a lot like yeah, she's basically the type of deity. Yeah, I've told you about Quer, duh, because you know all about Quer from Jesse. Jesse talked about her nonstop. Never mind, I don't have to tell you
She
anymore.
doesn't like things to be dead. She just hates it when they're undead.
Why, Red? Are you into robots? It's all yours. We'll rent them out to you by the hour, since they have rooms by the hour here. Then look over Cogsworth. What do you think would be a good rate?
I don't know. How much does it cost to bless someone?
Nothing for you, I'm pretty sure.
I don't want the robot. I just simply want to research it.
Wow.
You want to research it?
Yes.
Well,
Like maybe
I point over at Zephyrus. Then you need to go over and talk to him. You
maybe
two can sit there
take it
and compare
apart.
notes.
Maybe take it apart and dissect it.
Yeah,
Hell,
go
I'll
over
take
there.
you apart if you don't refer to me by my name.
You all can have a nerd fest over there. Go talk to the guy taking notes at the end there.
Volan,
Yeah, Cogsworth.
if the pencil over there comes at me, please remove her head from her shoulders.
Listen, I'll restrain whoever needs to be restrained. Please don't fight here.
As
I won't
Vol-
fight.
As Volan's saying that she'll restrain anyone she needs to restrain, he's diving at a gambling thing.
Oh, no.
I'm not looking to fight anyone. I've never seen a Cogsworth before.
I am not a Cogsworth. I am the Cogsworth.
What are you?
I believe
I'm
I
a
can answer that.
Warforged.
Yes. Oh, right. He already answered it. Never mind.
A Warforged? Those haven't been around forever.
I'm aware.
Who made
Isn't it
you?
so cool?
I don't remember. I can't remember much past a week.
That's really bad.
Yeah, that's what
I-
happens when a temple falls on you after you interrupt a cultist ritual and have your head hijacked.
Isn't
Interesting.
it? Isn't it so cool? A robot sleeps for thousands of years, wakes up to find a land not
400.
familiar to the one he fell asleep in. It is so cool.
Sleeping for 1,000 years, that's insane.
He's an author, if you couldn't tell.
No, you haven't seen Insane. We've had Insane.
Try me.
Well, let's
Shark
see.
God.
Shark God, two heads. Future past bitch came in from some point in the future, but was apparently from the past. And anyway, she knew things that were going to happen yet, and it was just a big mess.
On
She
this
also
farm on
changed
the bottom of the
color
ship.
of the beacon.
Interesting.
Oh yeah, the sea elf right here. She killed a god.
We all did
Uh,
collectively.
I mean, I've killed and unkilled multiple people.
What does that even mean?
Unkilled?
Unkilled?
Yeah, I brought them back to life.
As in, like, resurrection or, like, reanimating?
Well, Jonathan, come here. She's calling out to someone who is currently at a table playing cards.
At the table that Lobu has sat down, a somewhat nicely dressed old looking man with very pinched features, stands up, just dropping dropping his money, dropping his cards on the table, and moves slowly towards towards the woman in red.
Jonathan, this here is someone I brought back to life. They died, and so I brought them back to life, and now they just spend their time down here playing and having a good old time. Isn't that right, Jonathan?
Hi.
Can I? Is this person undead? Could I do any check to figure that out?
Roll, roll either Arcana or Investigation check. Your choice. You look at them and you're not sure if they're undead, very drunk, or very sick. They are incredibly pale, and their eyes just seem unfocused. Enola! Sorry. Just saw the Enola logged on.
Yeah, she wanted to listen in.
Okay. If you want to come join in, you're welcome to. But you don't get much more information than that, Zephyrus.
I'm sorry, where are my manners? I never introduced myself. My name is Fear Mean, and she holds out her hand.
Zephyr shakes? Oh, wait. He does not shake, never mind.
Yeah.
That's a bad idea. No, Zephyrus does not shake your hand. He just politely waves and goes, "I'm Zephyrus. Nice to meet you."
My name is Dread. No, shake your hand.
Dread, I like that name.
Hey Zephyrus,
Yes.
Yes.
do you normally not like to shake people's hands?
I'm not really touchy-feely kind of guy.
That's normal.
Yeah.
So, what brings you guys down here?
Cogdrith points at Lobu.
Ah.
We were told it's the place to be.
Well, are you looking to make some money? You know, have a good night, if you know what I mean?
No, what do you mean?
Well, we got there's some girls or boys in the back, you know, with the right price.
Oh, we're supposed to be delivering a letter to the capital.
Yeah.
I guess we got distracted.
We got kind of distracted. We came here for pretty serious mission. What are we doing?
I mean,
Lobu
I
was
don't.
going to wait while you were dealing with the port affairs.
Okay. Well, should we check in on Lobu, or we? What are you doing here? You said your name was Fear Mean. How?
Yes, it's Fear and Mean. It's very ancient. It's a very ancient elven name.
Okay.
And yet you're human.
That's a good point, actually. Is
Well-
that? Are you half elf or?
Yes, I'm half elf. But this isn't what I usually look like. But this is what I look like when I go out and have a good night.
Oh, so you're half elf like me.
Yes.
That's
What
cool.
what kind of elf are you half of?
Oh, wood.
What elf?
During all of this,
Yep.
you see a comedically large hat running through the crowd. A very short, comedically large hat.
What is that?
Oh,
it's one of our
you
friends.
think you can just come in here and get a big hat like me? No, I'm the only one that can have a big hat around here.
There's a whole you have undead. You're bringing back undead.
No, I'm just bringing them back to life.
He's undead.
I brought him back to life.
He's still undead. And so are all those. I pointed at each one that is.
Please don't hurt my friends, okay? I just wanted them to come back to life.
I understand tensions are high, and I'm gonna look at Dread. Let's calm down. Yeah, we can have a conversation.
I'm calm. I'm just informing you that they are undead.
That's good to know. It's good to know.
But are they attacking you?
No.
By the way, for there is a small woman glaring at you at the moment.
Who's undead?
This fellow, and I pointed at each one that's undead again.
Dread is pointing at Jonathan, and she's gesturing towards two other card tables.
Honey, if you want me to be honest, I've been here way longer than you have. As she looks at Enola.
Go ahead, describe Enola, dear.
Nola's awesome.
So, I can't believe I just couldn't stay away. So she is a wood elf, but she's only like 4.5 feet tall. Bright red hair. Wears this comedically large captain's hat. Looks
Not
a lot
Bowen.
like... No. She has a Napoleon complex. So she would be standing there like looking up at you from under the brim of her hat. And if there could be smoke coming out of her ears, there would be. Because she's the only bitch with a big hat around here.
I get down on one knee to get like on even level with you.
Oh no.
And I say, honey, It's okay. Why can't we all have big hats?
I'm gonna look back at Volan. Captain, can I hit her?
Okay.
Whoa, let's not
There
fight
seems to
her.
be a lot of aggression towards this woman who honestly
Yes.
hasn't done anything to wrong us.
She asked to disassemble me. I'm allowed to not be happy.
She
Okay.
has a bigger hat than me.
Volan? More than you know.
Honey, what's your name?
You talking to me?
Yes.
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
You don't deserve to know my name. You hat imposter.
Well, here,
No.
here. If it makes you feel any better, I will take it off. Just don't feel weird by what's about to happen, okay?
Is it a magic hat?
Captain, can I hit her?
We'll hold off on that for now.
I take off my hat, and when I take my hat off, my whole complexion changes, and I turn into I look like a half high elf with long black silky hair, with bright emerald green eyes, olive skin tone, and what looks like to be just a basic kind of purplish cloak on with some underclothing, whatever would be regular underclothing for this time period.
Damn, you're an ugly motherfucker, ain't you? You
Um,
should put the hat back on.
Oof.
You should put the hat back
No,
on.
we should be so angry with her.
Another has problems with hats.
Well, if we
And
put all the
tall
half elves together, we might have another whole one.
I am a whole elf.
it's a good thing that beauty is all in the eyes of the beholder, because
Well, I ain't beholden none of your beauty, honey.
Okay, is no one curious about the fact that she just changed races in front of us? Or are we not going to discuss that? What just happened?
Please, simple magic.
I'm gonna reach for.
I'm gonna go with what Zephyr said. It's probably magic hat.
Sorry about that.
Right,
yes,
Rate it, respecting the fact that we're actually playing something with other people. But please continue.
yes, this is called a hat of disguise.
Right, but why the disguise? That's what's concerning to me.
Bad self-image.
Resurrecting
perception check.
people-
Me?
Everyone, roll perception checks, please.
Darling, roll perception.
I heard. Oh,
Uh,
God damn it, Volan.
Oh God. Not a lot of great rolls.
Topaz.
Hmm.
Actually, yeah, Topaz and Lobu. Lobu, while you're close enough that you can sort of hear the conversation of the party, and you're in the middle of trying to win some money, but you notice that you and Topaz both happen to notice that some of the people wearing the gray garb with the eye symbol painted on, stitched onto them, seem to be paying a bit more attention to your new companion at the bar.
Who are these people with? Who are they?
For you would know that these are basically the casino guards, and
Oh.
they threw you out once.
They threw who out once?
Like,
So basically, that's why I wear a disguise, because I got thrown out one time, and so this is where I enjoy coming. So I wear a disguise.
What'd you get thrown out for?
Guys.
Why were you thrown out?
Card counting.
that's a
I
bad
knew I
thing.
saw a winner.
I didn't think it was a bad thing to count cards.
Well, except for when you have several different hands at the same table.
Sleight of hand check, Anola.
Friends. Your friends.
Oh, I know what this reminds me of now, Volan. It finally hit me. I remember way back. It seems like forever ago now. You remember this back when over at Salt Marsh they were having the festival,
Yeah.
and it was like the carnival was in town, and all the freak show and the side tent and that sort of thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
Just when we were first meeting, and look, here we are again. Except this time, it's us.
The freak show. Got it. Yep. Huh?
Honey, can you please hand me the hat back?
I don't.
Bitch, I'm gone.
Stealth roll, Enola, stealth roll. Perception roll, Fern.
Okay. I'm great at that.
Yeah, I'm not even getting involved in this. Let them
Nope.
go duke it out.
Yeah, you, while you might have figured out that Nola stole your hat, you look around to tell her tell her to give it back, and realize she's not there.
What the fuck's? You'll get it back eventually.
So now she went back to looking like her normal self.
Yes, in the place that she got kicked out of.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
I
we should
nudge
get
Volan
back
and point kind of surreptitiously. And our new friend is
No.
getting a lot of attention of the local bouncers.
Hey
If you happen
guys,
to know.
can you please have your short little friend bring back my hat? Otherwise, I'm gonna have to send a whole army after her.
Well, now wait a minute.
No, okay, hold on. I can fix this problem. You just need to be not seen, right?
Fair enough, yeah.
Okay, cool.
But that's not the point. The point is she stole from me.
Oh, you'll get it back.
You'll get it back.
She lives on the ship. You'll get it back.
Okay, what can you do to help me so I can't be seen? Because I'm pretty sure the guards are over there noticing me, and she's trying to like hide her face.
Yeah, easy
Okay,
fix.
wait, hold on.
And he's gonna lay his hand.
We care why again?
Oh, because she's a person in need, and I help
Yeah.
people in need.
So
We see a comedically large short hat bobbing around looking for barrels.
Hey, Jonathan, gather the others and go find my hat and rip that little elf apart if you have to.
Okay.
if you do that, regardless of whatever else may happen, she is a member of our crew. I myself will kill you.
Yeah, I might as well. Yeah, I was going to help you, but now I don't want to waste a spell slot.
She stole from me.
We've made it.
So go fight your own fucking battles then.
So Enola comes like running back around after she's made a couple laps and she's breathing hard. And she's like,
Jonathan just kind of raises his hands as he's
You
about to
didn't-
wander off to the other people, but then he's looking at Enola and is raising
You
his
didn't-
arms towards her.
Jonathan, stop
Hat.
it! Jonathan, stop.
"You
Are
didn't
you?
chase me. It's a game.
Well,
I have a hat now.
will you
It's
please
mine.
give me my hat
It's
back?
mine.
Enola.
Enola,
People,
listen.
Enola.
If I give this hat back, you have to get a smaller hat.
It's a magical.
I can make it whatever size hat I want to.
Make it smaller.
Did you want your hat back, or did you want to make this a symbol of pride?
I want my hat back. It belonged to my mother.
Hey,
Enola,
why?
you better give it back.
Why was this guy looking like he was gonna try and kill me?
Oh, because he
oh.
threatened to try and kill you.
He what?
Yeah.
What
I,
happened?
I command these people, and they do what I say.
Let's just
Uh-huh.
say
So that means that it came from you.
Yes,
Let's
because you stole my
say-
hat.
Yeah, you elf changing, no good backwoods piece of shit.
let's
You
just
tried
say
to have
that
me
yeah,
killed over a hat.
Wasn't going to happen, Enola. We were all taking up for you.
You don't get this hat back. You don't deserve this hat. This hat's too good for you. And is there a feather on the hat, Caleb?
No, there's not.
She just starts like stroking the hat.
Question. Unless you tell me your name, I'm just gonna refer to you as Short Elf.
Hmm. Well, at least we
Enola.
have a mutual respect for each other.
Have you ever wondered what life was like from a frog's perspective?
Have you ever wondered what life was like dead?
Actually,
Because I can arrange it.
well, that's really funny actually, but that's another story for another day.
Have you ever had your throat slit?
Okay, listen, Enola, I'm acting you as your captain. Let's calm it down, all right? And you, don't threaten my crew again. It's just that simple. We don't threaten each other. No one gets hurt.
I'm gonna walk over to Volan and like put my arms up, like pick me up.
I just don't appreciate my stuff being stolen.
I don't like being taken apart.
Enola, give her the hat back. It's her hat.
Pick me up so I can put the hat on her.
Yeah.
Unless you want me to scramble up on this bar. Okay, I'll
Please
do
do
that.
that. I want to see that. Do that.
Enola's gonna try and get up on the bar.
The goblins that are slightly smaller than Enola are watching her do this as they're already sitting at the bar. It's quite easy to scramble up into the bar. The bar stools are clearly made for things smaller than Enola, but that can fit something larger.
So they have a little ladder.
Basically, yeah.
So Enola gets up on the bar and looks at this lady. And she's like,
No feet on the bar. You can stand on the stool if you want, but no feet on the bar.
I'm not tall enough.
You're taller than the goblins. They can stand on the stools. Be polite. No feet on the bar.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Also, bar stools are like 3 feet high.
How about my butt? Can I sit on the bar?
Off the bar. Only drinks are allowed on the bar. And
I'm a tall
hands.
glass of water.
Yeah, the one bartender behind the bar, she picks up a broom and goes to sweep you off the bar.
Fine. I'll get off the bar. I'm off the bar. See? And she like just puts a finger back on the bar. Hands are allowed. Can I put your hat back on, please?
Yes, I very much appreciate it.
Absolutely.
You like to have fun, don't you?
I do. She puts the hat back on her and goes, I.W. Queen bitch.
Well, I like to have fun too. I was never intending to send my army after you. It's okay.
If you ever threaten me again, I will murder you.
It's okay.
And she like
no.
pats her on the cheek.
Oh no, I seem to have misplaced my diamond. I hope Enola does not get into any trouble.
A diamond? She gets down, like clampers down and runs over to Cogsworth. A diamond? Did you say a diamond? Dear, did you say a diamond?
Yes, I said diamond.
Where is it?
Considering your knack for stealing things, I'm not telling you. Because I'm kind of keeping a hold of it in case someone dies.
I will not steal it. I will only steal from the wicked bitch of the west over there. And I'm talking about Topaz.
So,
she's a nice lady.
So, where are you guys going?
I don't mean to be rude, but I don't really think I feel comfortable giving you that information, given what's just happened. Unless, of course, you feel comfortable telling us what you're doing.
Hey! Zephyrus yells from the gambling table. Aren't we just going home after the capital trip?
I'm gonna like stalk over to him. Keep your mouth shut or I'll tell everybody what I saw. You skin-changing motherfucker.
I mean, I just live here. Well, not here, but like I live here in this town. I spent years over there at the magic school studying.
In Orin?
No, no. There's a magic school right here in Madronis, which you've been informed of.
Mm.
Okay, so you're a magic user who brings people back from the dead. That's cool.
Apparently
Well,
If you consider undead bringing back from the dead, yes.
She didn't
I
get a
don't
medical
know.
license. Nothing.
I don't understand what do you have against bringing people back to life?
Nothing,
They're
but
not
they're
back in the
undead.
I don't understand it.
Unlife, not really life. It's my understanding.
But these people that I bring back, they're free to live their own lives if they choose to.
Apparently not, since you said you control them.
I said if they choose to live their own lives, they can.
Jonathan's still just kind of standing there.
Way to dance around the point.
Jonathan, aren't you free to do what you please? If you do so, please do.
Jonathan just kind of stands there.
And he lacks the capacity to form a response.
Before he died, he wasn't too bright either. It's okay, Jonathan. I still love you. And she walks up to him and gives him a hug.
The idiot apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
He seems to freeze for a moment and then pats Fern on the back.
Here, like, go enjoy yourself, Jonathan. You don't have to stay here with me.
Libu, perception check.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
So, you notice that ever since you brought back the unseen servant, there's been a light flashing somewhat above your head on the ceiling from one of the chandelier fixtures that's scattered throughout the place. It's kind of turned red, and now several of the people wearing gray with the eye are approaching you and your table.
All right,
What did you do?
Guys,
everyone, get out of here right now. I'm about to do something, and we're all gonna have to be out of here. I'm trying to save you, believe it or not.
Do I see a large amount of money that I
Captain,
can
carry
take?
me!
Your friend is about to be arrested, and I'm going to prevent that. Okay, so let's all get out of here, and I'm going to do something, and I'm going to get out of here with you guys. Okay?
Lobu, do you want to leave? Do you want to get out of here?
A
I'm on streak,
hobgoblin,
man.
a hobgoblin puts a hand on wearing the garb, puts a hand on your shoulder, Libu. Sir, you're gonna have to come with us. And then he casts a glance over towards Zephyrus. And two other guards are approaching.
Lobu,
Guys, get out of here right now.
You want to
Out of
skedaddle, Lobu?
Oh my god!
Oh, God.
Hogwarts is going to begin ushering.
I think
Captain,
Richard can
carry
go.
me!
And
Okay, what's
So
the
what you-
what's the spell? It's a fourth level spell. What's your DC?
Yes,
what's the
ma'am.
DC on that?
there's no DC. It just summons a
no.
CR5 demon.
What's your spell save DC?
16.
All right. Yes! Roll the 17. As you attempt to spell, you suddenly feel it fizzle out as an alarm starts going off. People start gasping, and you see someone dressed in kind of purplish grayish robes, kind of who is walking into the room, kind of like glaring at you and pointing a wand in your direction, going, "How arrest these people!"
Jonathan, protect me and this crew that have found their way in here.
Lobu's gonna
Security,
try Misty.
converge on this. And you start seeing
Lobu's
people
gonna-
like freaking out, and some of them are like, grabbing money, and other people are like, no, drop it. Yeah, like you seem to have gotten to a whole point of pandemonium. What would you guys like to do?
I want to pick up a chair and throw it at the hobgoblin that's got a hand on Lobu.
Oh my god.
You're watching it going.
Preferably somebody's chair that had a chair here, so as to piss
Captain?
them off at the same time.
All right.
Don't throw me. I am not a weapon.
All right. So give me a dex throw.
But I don't want to be.
Yeah, you try to pick up and throw the chair. It doesn't really go very far. Definitely does not reach the hobgoblin. In fact, the hobgoblin doesn't even notice as he is, trying to arrest Lobu.
Does it look like if I were to, I don't know, shoot one of the lights, it might give like a big enough little flash that it might maybe cause people to not be able to see very well for a minute?
You've seen there's a lot of lights in this room. It's doubtful that a single light being cut out will cause enough of a reduction in the light to cause that. Unfortunately.
What did you want to do, Lobu?
I wanted to Misty step away and disguise myself as one of the guards.
Okay.
Oh, I can one up you. I can thunderstep with both of us away.
All right. Well, the only guy, the only guy that the wizard that was coming that knows counterspell already used that reaction to counterspell the summons. So that means there's no counterspell to you guys Misty stepping and thunder stepping away. Go ahead.
Did the rest of us see this wizard?
They are emerging with some guards off to one side, probably a room leading off to the offices.
All right. Well, then in that direction, aiming at one of the gambling tables.
Well, actually, I'm gonna let everybody have a round, and then I'm gonna roll for initiative.
Okay.
So that means Beetlejuice, Zephyrus and Lobu, you guys are using Thunderstep and Misty Step.
Looks
Thunderstep
like
can
we,
move 2 people.
Okay, so just Thunderstep then.
and then I'm gonna wall that
Excuse
down and look like one of the guards.
Okay, so
I'm gonna close to the.
Thunderstep adds to confusion. Got it. Next
Yep.
person, Dread. What do you wish to do? As things start exploding, you saw Topaz tossing a chair, but you saw Zephyrus and Lobu vanish from the spot in a bunch of thunder. You saw Fern's spell counterspelled.
Also, I'm pretty sure that hobgoblin.
Yeah.
the
Hobgoblin
hobgoblin.
screams in pain from the impact of the thunder.
Yeah, I'm just going to calmly start walking towards the door. That's where
Alright,
everybody's.
so you're just gonna calmly walk towards the door. Got it. Volan.
Okay, is the door down this way?
I'm basically just splitting your tokens from people who are causing destructive trouble and those who are calmly walking away and aren't currently noticed by the guards.
How calmly can I walk away with Enola in my arms?
I guess that's up to Enola. Enola,
No, I didn't
do
do
you put up
anything.
a fight or with being carried
No.
or okay?
I asked her to pick me up.
So you three are just calmly walking away. Cogsworth, that's left to you. What do you wish to do? Do you wish to calmly walk away, or do you wish to?
Topaz, Lobu, Zephyrus, they now have 10 additional HP. Best of luck, I'm with Dread.
You cast 8 on them. Okay, so Lubu and Zephyrus have managed to technically get away. Fern and Topaz, however, you're currently being looked at by guards.
If it's allowed, could I also disguise myself as a guard, following Lobu's
So for Topaz and Fern,
idea?
just roll me an initiative.
Maybe if I can get there. All right.
Just
Got it.
Topaz and Fern.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
All right. There we go.
Yeah, you have to make sure to click on your token when you roll that in order to make it appear on the turn order.
Where do I click?
Oh, you just select your token and then you go into your sheet and hit initiative and it'll populate the turn order with your initiative. And
Oh, okay.
I rolled 2 for the other people. So Topaz, uh, you felt the flush of aid going through you. Zephyrus and Libu seem to have skedaddled somewhere. You see Dread, Cogsworth, Volan, and Enola calmly walking away along with members of the crowd who were getting away. The guards are looking at you and Fern, though. What do you wish to do?
Over toward the group that's with this wizard. Going to aim my ring at the gambling table nearest them.
Okay.
And just blast the entire table backwards at their group.
All right.
Let's see. 3 charges.
What?
Oh, the entire table blasts apart with the force of the ram blow because again AC on the table like that is quite low, so a 10 hits that and shatters with such force, and you hear gasps from the people back there as the shrapnel just rains into them. You
and with
also,
that distraction, full 45-foot sprint toward the door.
Topaz catches up with them. Fern, what do you do?
I'm going to look to the nearest guards, like to me, and I am going.
That'd be the one guy that's recovering from. That'd be the 3 people that are recovering from the thunder wave, or thunder.
All right.
The ones that were around Zephyrus and Libu.
And then I'm going to summon 2 closets.
Oh no!
And run towards the door.
You hear more sounds of alarm just coming up from various alarm spells going off. Oops. And I forgot how to spell closet.
How far away is the group from me? Like, can I get there with 30 feet of movement?
Not quite, but you can attempt to hide in the crowd, which would be a stealth check.
All right, I'm gonna try to do that.
With the current distractions going on, they might not see you.
All right. So let's go down to stealth. I'm not good at that very well. All right.
Nice.
All right. So it looks like you've got yourself banned from yet another place. Congratulations.
That's what we do.
Yes, indeed. It is what you do.
I think it started out with an unseen servant.
Yep.
Oh, sorry, a seen servant.
You're welcome, by the way.
For what?
I had that.
Your friend would have been arrested if it weren't for me.
Oh, yeah, right.
I mean, I took him out of there.
Is there a gift for this thing?
Yeah.
You do logo, by the way.
By the way, I would not go back in there. There's a couple of demons running around, so we should probably get away from here as soon as possible.
Yeah, we saw that.
We saw that.
Dread?
Counter pitch. What if we do a heist? I mean,
I wanna do a
me and this
heist.
guy over here already look like guards.
I want to do a heist. I don't know, those like bouncing up and down in Volan's arms. I want to go.
Hatwoman.
Yes.
It's a good superhero name.
You
Hard to top that one.
You're really good at thieving. Did you happen to get any coin from there?
Bitch, please, no.
Oh, that would have been really cool.
And if I did, I wouldn't give it to you.
It's okay, I did. 150 gold.
When did you do that?
I
That
have my
before or
secrets,
after?
you have yours.
and I will respect your secrets.
And I will respect yours.
Great,
Have
so
it.
we're all
Those
secretive.
normal secrets.
You have your secrets, and I have mine.
Lupu, what were you even doing for that to happen?
Well, it probably would work really anywhere else, but I had my Invisibuddy go around and look at everybody's cards and then write them on my back. It wasn't even working, honestly.
In other words, you cheated.
Or I invented a new game in which the rules benefited me the greatest.
In other words, you cheated.
Lobu, you're a terrible gambler.
Lobu,
Well,
I like the way you think. You're smart.
Zephyrus looks at Lobo, who's just like, you were cheating, but you were losing harder than any of us.
We
I
never
was
said
just
that.
softening everybody up.
How much money did you lose?
None, actually. I don't think Grizz made me roll for how much I lost because we immediately got into a huge amount of trouble.
Yeah, you basically lost the money that you previously won, so it's kind of a wash. And the money you were winning was off of what Jonathan had dropped, so it was all stolen money anyway, Lobu.
Oh yeah, he didn't put up any money. He just played off Jonathan's hand.
Great, so we got kicked out of the gambling den. Now what? We're
Deliver
any
the
other
letter.
grand ideas?
We
Okay.
gotta do that.
Yeah, the whole war thing.
I mean, how far away is this place that you guys are going to? I might be able to help.
I'm not comfortable with this.
Which part?
Going to a capital.
You guys are currently
To
in the
form a
capital.
world.
Where exactly do we gotta deliver the letter?
Yeah, I thought we were delivering the letter to the capital and we were at the capital.
You're at the capital. Yep. And the instructions with the letter read as follows: that you are to head to the center of the capital. Sorry, brain always does that. The center district, which contains the palace and other civic buildings, and head to the one of the major civic centers, and it tells you which one on there. Basically, it's yada yada yada. That will interface with the one that interfaces with Q. Basically, say that your emissary is from Q, not emissary, sorry, that you're from Q land and have a message to deliver post haste about something needed.
Can I finish what I was saying?
Yes.
I don't know if I'm comfortable going to the capital and delivering a letter to, strike up war alliances with someone who's dragging demons out of the abyss.
I mean,
Dragging demons out of this.
well, I mean, it's not like.
Mind you, I understand using magic to get things done. Just gotta make sure. We're not gonna try to kill the general populace, right?
No, of course not.
Okay.
But I have a
We have
question
control
for
over
you.
those.
No, nobody can control a demon.
Good thing I'm able to send them back.
But to be fair, you guys did, like, that was my way of living being in there. Because of Hat Woman over there, I'm banned in there. And then when I tried to save one of you guys, it basically destroyed the whole place. And that was my way of living. So do you mind if I tag along? I have really nothing better to do now.
Captain, your call.
You haven't made the best of impressions, though. It's just, first of all, I don't know why we pretend like I have any real power. Let's be honest.
You're the
This is
captain.
in title.
If we're talking about best of impressions, one of you guys stole my hat, and then one of you guys almost got arrested, and then got banned from the only place that you've been to in this city.
Right, but you threatened to take apart one of our comrades, and also
After addressing me as an object.
it's very
Claiming
sensitive.
you command undead and then summoning demons.
Okay, how about we all just apologize? Yeah, start new.
Is this just
I
the
have nothing
probationary
to apologize
period for her
for.
new
Oh
employment?
my god.
I never wished to hurt Cogsworth. I just thought that, like, I just thought, like, I just wanted to research him because he seems like such an incredible specimen.
I'm not a specimen.
Yes, you are.
Hey,
I'm not a specimen. I'm a clipboard.
yeah, Fern, was it? Was it Fern?
Yes, it's Fern.
You know what? I feel pretty lousy about all that. Here, why don't you have 1,000 gold? You know, just we blew up your spot. I mean, I definitely didn't need your rescue, but I appreciate it. Have this. Robu hands over a sack of cash, and then personally, I need to leave and go and do some ice cream business and deliver a wholesale order and make some ice cream. So I'm gonna say goodnight to you all.
Yeah, and
All
as Libby's handing that over, you guys hear a familiar tinkling noise and see a figure, a very colorful figure in the tri-tip hat with the bells on, the pink and blue, and comes over and slides in right behind Lebu and puts a hand on his shoulder. Hi! I told you I'd be back, friend.
Claire, how you been?
Oh no.
I'm alright.
Sure.
I just thought you needed a ride.
I think it might be good for me to go with you for a while, and maybe we'll take care of each other. I gotta get my head straight a little bit. I'm kind of messed up by everybody leaving and all these new faces. So yeah, I'd like to travel with you for a while if I could.
You can help Cass and me. Yeah, that'll be fine. Claire,
I understand your point. Good.
oh, good.
I understand your point. But you're saying you're gonna recover from people leaving by leaving. If you need to do a walkabout, I understand. I slept for 400 years and I could do a fair bit of
500.
walking.
You slept for 400 years?
It
I've
was
slept for 1,000.
500.
When I said 500, people told me 4. Is it 4
No,
or
it's
5?
500. I know how long you were sleeping there because it was
Okay.
500 years ago when that empire collapsed.
Okay, but I shit you not. I have said 500 before and people told me 4. But I will say 500 from now on.
Well, because if you're saying that in character, nobody else is correcting you. That is on them. Claire
No,
just is good at reminding you of time. So
It's been fun playing with you, MB.
Thanks. Same. This has been one of my favorite groups, maybe ever. Definitely ever. I'm bummed to go.
But what are you going to get up to now? Without us to get you in trouble.
Well, I work all the time, so I'll be doing that. Huh?
What do you do again?
I own an ice cream shop.
Ooh.
Um,
Is it called Silas and
that
Matt?
is- No.
Damn.
What is that?
It's an ice cream store that coincidentally is opening up a new location over here by my house. I was hoping, wait, is Lobu coming here? But no. You break my heart. Shame.
Definitely not opening new locations, struggling to manage the one I've got.
Mm.
But I also have a new job where I basically data entry, but more complicated. and mortgages. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I get that. It's just do you want to follow along with your adventuring party? We are on Twitch, and have back episodes on YouTube. So
I'll probably keep updating.
yeah,
Keep a watch on.
I'm just terrible at editing, so it never gets into podcast form. I'm bad at editing. So the strange individual known as Claire takes Lobu by the hand and starts to walk off with him, waving back at the party. Don't worry, I'll keep him safe.
Lobu, if you die, I'll kill you.
I'll bring him back.
If he brings you back, I'll kill you again if you die.
And then I'll bring you back.
No, you won't.
Bring that jester future past bitch back with you again. I'll kill you.
I hope you find your friends.
Me too.
He will. They're coming back.
Oh, some of them are coming back soon. Others, who knows? It's all in flux.
Midway.
And
Keep
there's
them
some
alive.
things on the
And if
horizon
you come
coming.
back, we'll get him back
Terrible
somehow.
things. Just gotta be careful. Kind of looks at the rest of you. Just be careful with your gambling in the future. And Claire and Lubu vanish somewhere. Just kind of walk around a corner.
Yeah, that's not gonna end well.
Fern is tearing up.
Well, he needed a break. He seemed very stressed. He'll be fine. And I don't want to offer this, but it looks like we're down a crew member again. Thoughts, group?
Bitch, no.
I'm okay with
Are
Fern.
currently missing the following positions. The bosun, because that was Dovin's position. First mate, but Noxie is coming back. And now HR is empty. You're also missing a general crewman because one of them was killed in an attack.
On the bright side,
Booster's HR.
we'll now have an FR. Fiendish relations.
That has potential.
Answer on a demon summoner as HR is the funniest thing on the planet. So,
I'd be the mechanic.
Okay, with all due respect, you've started fights with almost everyone in this group. I'm not making you HR. Do you have any seafaring experience at all?
Well, one time I slept for 1,000 years and I had dreams of being out at sea. Does that count?
Oh my god.
sure counts.
Show off.
Hey, listen, I have no seafaring experience, and I'm part of the group. So, I mean,
Right, but at least a handful of us need to know what we're doing. I mean,
I I was our counselor at the school after I woke up for a little bit, so I'm like, I know how to like handle people.
We don't like how you handle people.
If you treat me with respect, I'll treat you with respect.
look, I can't even get mad at you because Lobu threatened one of our crew members like 2 days ago. So, can we really go downhill from there in terms of HR rep?
Zombies. We already lost a crew member.
I suppose I could teach you general stuff, or have the other crewmates teach you general stuff. Again, that's if we as a group are deciding on this.
oh, you know what? I've got the perfect question, and it will clear up any problems we have with this person. Fern,
Yes.
are you a lich? Like, be real with me.
Not that I'm aware of. I was asleep for 1,000 years. Does that make me a lich?
No, I guess not. All right, he's cool. She's cool.
He didn't register as undead, so no, she's not a lich.
Yeah,
no
she's
like-
cool.
unleashing the souls of the damned on the populace. You got it?
Yeah.
Only
Sounds like
on
she's bringing our undead with her.
only on bad people.
Again, no unleashing the souls of the damned on the general populace.
Only on evil beings. Got it.
Sounds fair to me.
I am
fine,
not evil.
but what do you view as evil?
As
Evil?
as
Anyone who would hurt innocent people is evil.
Okay. I am okay with this now. I just want to make sure you're not trying to pull some word limbo.
So I have a
Sure, you know a
question.
lot about limbo.
Do you guys have bad experience with necromancers? Because I don't know. I feel like a lot of people have, and I'm just trying to. I'm just trying to take that stigma down that all necromancers are bad.
Fern,
Yes.
be honest with me.
Yes.
Are you just trying to raise a family in peace?
Am I what?
Are you just trying to raise a family in peace?
Oh God.
I mean, if a whole there was one time a whole family died in a fire, and one of their relatives asked me to bring them back, so I did, and now they're living happily ever after, literally forever.
Also, thank you, Grizz. Also, Anola muted, but I heard her shout, "Oh my God!" from the other room, and I'm happy.
Okay, so I mean, yeah, I don't particularly like necromancers that much, but I'm
Yes.
My main concern is that the souls that need to be put to rest are put to rest.
Oh, their souls are put to rest, but their bodies aren't.
Then what do you have animating their body?
Magic?
So there's no soul of any kind in them.
Oh, I can look back in my notes. It's been a little bit over 1,000 years, but I can look.
Dread, in your
Yes.
experience, undead, do they require a soul to be animated? Or can they just be a completely empty husk?
It's a good question, actually. Everything.
GM, just
Seven.
pretend then. 1 second.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's basically what Quare and Cell have explained over time. Then when it comes to the undead, while the soul can move on, there is still usually the spirit stuck. If it's animated, or sometimes it's a different spirit. Occasionally, a soul is still. Basically the way things work, most people don't realize that there are two different things that belong with a body, a soul and a spirit. But that the mind can be a part of either one of them. Usually, when somebody dies, their soul and spirit become one. It's kind of a long, complicated, and very gets into a lot of spirit, physical sort of stuff. But what it boils down to is that there's no telling whether or not, with mindless undead, then if without a mind there, there's probably mindless spirit that just animates it, and usually leads it towards destructive behavior. Like usually you would think of them as being animated by the spirit of a wrathful or gluttonous type spirit. Usually, negative connotation there. But usually without a mind, if it's like a zombie or a skeleton. When it comes to other more complex undead, usually there's a mind attached to that. Typically physical undead don't tend to have a soul attached unless they are more complex undead, such as a lich.
Or vampire.
Vampires are usually the most complex undead whose souls don't exactly exist. They are almost pure spirit, with a heavy intellect. Like their mind is still very much intact, but instead of having a soul which will allow them to feel and grow, and have a better moral sense. An undead vampire tends to be considered to not have a soul, and as such can't be moral. Instead, it simply has a very intense spirit. Usually, one that has a lot of complexities like thirst and lust and other stuff, things like that. Usually, again, with a negative connotation.
In regards to Cosworth's question, though, do they have to have a soul to be animated, or?
If they're just animated, then no. Although, here's the thing, and there's one of the reasons why Jesse, for example, was always ballistic about wanting to destroy anything that was undead, because there is some philosophy, though this is not supported either yay or nay necessarily by the god. It's just suggesting as a possibility that a body that a body still has a connection to its original soul and spirit, and because of that, if it's animated, it's possible to drag the soul back to it. There's a possibility if the soul, for example, is lost somewhere and not secured by a god, could get pulled back towards the body or stuck in a between space that makes it very vulnerable. If it hasn't been taken in by a god or something like that, which means it's vulnerable to things like demons and devils and other such things, and could end up transforming into something pretty nasty. That's one theory. It's more complex than that. It's kind of like playing Russian roulette in a way. Like yeah, a lot of these undead, nothing's going on there, but they could also become inhabited by souls that are looking to escape from whatever fate. Like they're supposed to go to hell, or supposed to end up towards the abyss. They're supposed to head to judgment, which is the part of the land that Quare has set up as a way station for the undead. For the dead, not the undead. That they could escape back towards their bodies and evolve into a more intense form of undead.
All right.
It's basically one of those spheres. It's one of the reasons why your order destroys undead. It's because it's trying to prevent bad things from happening there. It's like maybe they'll be under control. But another way of looking at it could also be similar to the people who are against, the people out there who are against robots because they think that robots are going to somehow become sentient on their own and completely lead a revolt.
Right.
You know the type of people I'm talking about, right? In real life?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, yeah, there's a small chance that might happen. There's also a chance that if they become sentient that they won't want to do anything of that nature, and that that they're probably not at all sentient whatsoever, and they're just complete automatons. So why are you like so it's kind of like that. There's kind of like mixed philosophies there.
Yeah.
So that's all the information that you know.
All right. So yeah, answer is it's a complicated question.
Yes, it's
him.
It's very complicated. All right.
Okay.
There we go.
Novel.
Yeah,
Okay,
sorry.
so
A lot of
By the way,
information
Grizz,
We had a moment.
I know.
also, god damn it, Grizz, another person with a notebook. You're influencing people.
anyway, looking at you, Cogsworth, I'd say that is a very complicated question. Whether they have need a soul or not, it's a long discussion that would take days to figure out.
Okay.
And looking at Fern, I say, you will not summon in any undead in my presence. Is that completely clear?
You see, you left a loophole.
I can't make that kind of promise because that's what I know.
Not summon any undead or create them, or I will destroy them.
Why would you do that?
Because they be eliminated.
So, would you consider yourself a good person?
Follow of Quare. It does not matter whether I am good or not. It's her words that I'm telling you. I will destroy any undead.
Even if that undead is, say, just a family that's at home, not hurting anyone, they're really innocent people. And if you do anything to hurt them, that's not really good at all. That's evil, actually.
If they're
Bring-
undead, she's not hurting them. She's putting them
Yes.
to rest.
I'm giving them the rest they deserve.
But just much like you, Cogsworth, they are sentient and they have feeling.
The creatures that you had in that gambling house were not sentient.
They
That's
were,
what it is.
though.
Cogsworth is totally different.
The long haul debate. The next
Yeah.
debates are discussing things with the paladin of death and the
And the life
and a
cleric.
cleric and a life cleric.
All
So
I
the-
know is I can use my intelligence for good.
As long as you don't bring back any undead, I'm fine with it.
Dread,
Yes.
I have a question. Simply because of the things we come up against, and I don't wish to hamstring a potential member of our group. What is your patron's view on undead when they're used as a punishment for evil souls? Say, for instance, to resurrect an evildoer.
That would be that the evildoer needs to go on to their punishment.
Thank you. I simply wanted your take.
Are you all having a philosophical debate when there's a war that's going to happen? That's what's happening right
Yeah,
now?
I feel
You wanna
like
discuss the
Why is there a war?
Oh. I'm sorry. It sounded like you were going
Water
to say
under the
something,
bridge.
Zephyrus.
Oh yeah. Shouldn't we be doing a thing and not having this? I was in agreement with you.
Okay. Just,
Yeah.
we don't have to talk about crew stuff right now. We have a mission to do. Let's just go deliver this and be on our way. Yeah?
Well, see, that's the problematic thing. It's what comprises let's. Who all was included in let's?
I am, and Zephyrus raises his hand.
No, you're not. Not necessarily.
Am I?
Jury's out.
Come on, Topaz. Mm.
I'm just here to return the debt for waking me up. Without you, I would not be here.
Topaz, how can the jury be out? You called me cute once.
So,
Called her cute.
Oh,
nope,
fuck.
that's not. Nope, that's not. Nope, we're moving on. Not going to address that.
Going rogue.
it was back when she first showed up, as I recall.
Ah, before you got to know her.
Right.
No, it was when he asked me what my charisma score was.
Come on, you know that Topaz is all into the barbarian.
Well, I have my doubts. Let's go.
Jane,
I
about
don't
that-
care. Listen, I could not care less about this argument that's happening. I'm going, and if you all want to follow along, feel free.
Okay, cool.
If you don't want me coming along, I do understand. I'll just stay back here then.
Fern,
See ya.
you're with me.
Since when are you making decisions?
Since I guess, huh? But yeah, come on, Fern. You can chill with me.
Okay,
Back.
Zephyrus.
Oh no. As efforts becomes less expressive, we know who to look at.
Zephyrus, I have a question.
Yes.
Why, just because I have knowledge on how to do stuff and I can do, some pretty weird stuff. Why do they view it as evil when I'm trying to be good?
Because they're mostly used for evil. I mean, I'm not the person to ask. Undead burnt down my entire village, so I mean,
Womp womp.
Well, just slide in with that, I guess.
Well, they may have burnt down your entire village, but those are the evil ones. You have to understand that one or several bad apples doesn't make the whole tree bad.
oh yeah. I'm not one to stab without asking questions first. Please. Please, if you were even have an inclination of evil, you have already been stabbed through many times by me.
Good. And she gives you a big hug.
The jury's still out for me.
Zephyrus, how do you respond when she gives you a big hug?
He flinches definitely, and I'm going to whisper something to you.
Okay.
Sure. There's no illusion or disguised self that wears off, right? Zephyrus still looks like Zephyrus.
Yeah, Zephyrus at the moment still looks like Zephyrus. And actually phases through some of his clothes though.
There's kind of like one of those, you see her and then the bit of Zephyrus clothing is on the other side of her back for a moment. But when she lets go, the clothes are intact, as is her back.
Is there a check I can make to see if he
Yes,
has a
perception
disguise?
check.
Perception?
Yep.
Damn it!
And unfortunately, you did not see that, Cogsworth.
It actually is investigation, I believe, for.
Well,
But
no,
he's just
no.
saying
I was trying to
people
see if
even
Cogsworth
noticed
noticed
this.
it in the first place. And
Oh,
Cogsworth
okay,
did not.
okay.
Man.
Where are you whispering me at?
I just whispered you on roll 20.
Okay.
Are we in the town that we have to deliver the letter
Yes,
already?
you are in the city.
Okay.
And as you guys walk along, you discover the entrance to the tall bridge, which goes across the Midras River towards the island that features the palace, Grand Cathedral, and various other buildings, including the magical school. And the civic center you need to deliver the message to.
Okay.
Alright, make our way to the Civic Center then.
Any objections to that, people?
Nope.
Nope, that's fine.
Alright.
After I let go of Zephyrus, I just say, "You have your secrets and I have mine."
He looks sheepish.
So, this war, who's it between and why is it happening? War is evil and kills people.
Sahagin, which are generally evil shark people, so I mean, say what you will. You can call it a war. It's more like getting rid of a raiding party of evil
Pest
Sahagin.
control.
Is it
Yeah.
absolutely necessary to rid the world of these beings?
Yes.
Yeah, they attack and kill.
It's not that they're trying to rid the world, it's that they're trying to get them to stop raiding people's fishing boats and beaches.
So they're hurting innocent people.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I want to be right there with you guys to rid the world of them.
Alright. So you pass by the cathedral, continue on west, seeing a rather old-style buildings, ones dating back to the Milam Empire. You see some more newer facade, though, built on some things that probably collapsed or maybe were partially destroyed at some point. You have to do it I think on I think you have to do it manually, unfortunately, Fern. Unlike D&D Beyond.
Okay. I was just curious.
Yeah, on that particular one. So you head up to these buildings that are slightly newer, slightly look like they were built partly up from some older ruins that probably collapsed during some other war at some point. Uh, that appear to be the the civic buildings, like the general government offices that are not the palace, because the palace, is for the king, and the king typically just meets with his advisors, and not and not like the general public off the street. There are all these guards in on this particular island area that have special gold tabards that are just like all around the palace, watching carefully. Many of them are lizard folk, and they're just kind of watching you.
You know, when I went to sleep, all these buildings were still up.
Yeah.
I'm still not sure what happened to them.
All right. So as you get to the government, the brain, stop refusing to say the word that I just said a minute ago. The other government building, or the civic centers. You find the one that has the office of the contact for Saltmarsh. It looks like most of the offices and buildings around here belong to governors of districts, but Saltmarsh has only been part of the kingdom for the last 5 years, so they don't actually have their own district, their own state, or what have you. Instead, they're basically like one little village, and so they have like one person that's set up as an overseer for them. And that happens to be a dwarf. Clearly not originally from Saltmarsh, but somebody on the probably the mining council, basically the sort of person that's been sending in other dwarves, which the locals of Saltmarsh are still not very fond of, as you might have recalled from the festival when you first met a bunch of them. So you guys go in. The dwarf man kind of like looks up from his desk. Yeah, can I help you?
Yeah, sorry to be a bother. We're representatives from Saltmarsh. We've been sent by
Oh.
the council.
Ada sent you.
Hmm.
What does she need?
We have a message requesting assistance, and we were told to deliver it post haste.
Okay. Well, what seems to be the problem? What sort of thing does Ada think that that the palace? I'm sorry, that the capital should assist Saltmarsh with?
Well, there's a war,
More.
or I guess, yeah,
The Sokogan are raiding the coast.
Oh, well. All right. How bad is it?
well, they threatened to wipe out the entirety of Saltmarsh and maybe get down to Orin, and
Well,
they're
Lauren's not
participating
part of
in.
the kingdom, so they're not exactly our problem.
Sure, but if they wipe out trade routes, it might be.
Yes, this is true. So, do you have a seal, a letter? What do you have from Ada that says you are her representative?
Uh, who has the letter? I was guessing I did, but I don't know.
I figured you would.
Yeah, okay. So
You
I'll,
captain. You probably had it.
yeah, right. I'll pull out the letter that Ada gave us.
How awkward would it have been if Lobu had the letter?
That would have been bad. No, if Lobu had somehow had the letter, you would have found it in your inventory because Claire would have snuck it back to you. But okay. Well, this looks good. He kind of opens up and starts reading, and his brow furrows, and he kind of tugs on his beard a bit. Oh, yeah, this isn't good. She says that they have some kind of fortress, and it used to belong to a group of lizard folk. That it looks like they're massing forces to raid up and down the coast. Ooh, that would not be good. If it's been bad enough with the sea princes around, bad enough that the king had been distributing those bounties, but now this. Oh, that's not good. Yes. Well, I'll make sure this gets on the king's desk immediately. He will most likely wish to commit forces to this. You can go back to Saltmarsh and tell Ada that we'll be sending them straight away.
That would be fantastic. We appreciate the Empire's help. You mentioned bounties on the Sea Princes?
Of course. The king decreed that the death of those pirates, any confirmed deaths, are to be rewarded.
Confirmed how?
He kind of like goes back and looks through some of his old scrolls. Well, I guess it kind of depends. Any particular known pirates, if you can bring their heads in, and I imagine that the local ports inside the kingdom would pay handsomely for them.
Do you have a list
Proof
of
their
known
deaths.
pirates?
Well, I imagine each of the local ports each of the ports around the Gulf do have lists of various pirates and smugglers that are seen mostly around there. But other than that, there are like standards and other ways of proving that they have been killed. I imagine. The the dwarf thinks through it and then runs his finger along one of the things. Sorry. Runs his finger down one of the lists. Well, there's also a large bounty placed on if proof can be found of the pirate stronghold. If we can send in forces to destroy their stronghold, well, that would definitely secure quite a heavy bounty in the king's eyes.
We'll certainly keep that in mind. That's anything to help get rid of the Sea Prince's influence, yeah.
We already know what's down there.
All right, well, unless anyone else in the group has questions, I think that's it.
How long will these reinforcements take?
Well, if we send them immediately, let's see. We'd say about 5-6 days at the most.
Well, we did slow them down a little bit. We killed their little god. A few of the
Did we now?
priests. But most of the forces themselves were left. Hope
Yes.
that it might be enough to make them leave, but apparently it wasn't.
Yes. Well, rest assured, the forces of the king will send will help finish them off. No, do you have anything else? Anything else that Saltmarsh needs?
Do know they're mostly underwater, right?
Oh, yes. You did. The letter did specifically say Sahagan, and the fortress was essentially underwater. Yes.
All right then.
We will have casters.
Good enough. Guruvul, so what are we doing then? Going after sea princes.
Are you asking me
Yes.
if
You're
that's what we're doing next? I mean, they did kind of wreck our ship last time, and there were quite a few of them.
Yes.
But we also had. Isn't there a teleportation circle here in Madronas?
Fern.
Yes.
Fern, You hear
Yes.
them say the words teleportation circle, and you're kind of surprised that they mentioned such a thing. You are
Te-
kind of familiar with the old teleportation towers, um, and you knew of the one that was in the up in the magic school, but you weren't able to find it once you were woken up. You figure it's probably back in the disused section. You know, the section that has been boarded up somewhere.
did you say teleportation circle?
Teleportation tower.
Teleportation tower?
I probably shouldn't be telling people about that, but yeah, I did say that.
So it was the old standard of the empire that you grew up with, Fern.
I know where. Well, I used to know where there was one. I haven't been able to find it, but it might still be in the general area.
Are you
I mean,
assuming there was one in Mistvale, Volan?
Uh, Fern, I'm going to bring you over to Whispers real quick. Misfail's another thing that you know of because it was probably something of your research at the time.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't really paid attention. Last time you knew of Mistveil, this was back before the collapse of the Empire, so this would have been before the events that were in my alternate Sunday Out of the Abyss game. Mistveil, from your knowledge, is an area with an island perpetually smog covered in mist. It's supposed to be part of the Chaos Chain, but the only one that does not move in the Chaos Chain. Supposedly, it was ruled over by dwarves, from what you understand, but you know that it is incredibly hard to get into. That pretty much it's like you'd have to be like on a one man rowboat to get in there safely, as far as you're concerned, even with known magical effects. That pretty much the only people that usually get in there regularly are pilgrims of the divine light. Um, Part of an ancient sect, and all that. That there's something about like visiting the three temples in the known world, going to Mistveil to get the pathway to the fourth temple, the Water Temple, which is somewhere in the Chaos Islands. Um, that you know of this. That it's like, it's supposed to be a home with dwarves in it, and very unusual properties because the mist is both natural and magical at the same time. It's like the
Mm-hmm.
mist itself is natural, but the effect that creates mist is some kind of magic, and it's supposed to be part of the chaos because of that.
Okay.
But it's
So
perpetual mist.
basically,
That's why it's called
it
Mistville.
it would not be wise to go there.
It's basically like, why are they talking about it and pirates at the same time? Dwarves don't tend. The dwarves that were supposed to be living on Mistvale were supposed to be peaceful.
Mm-hmm.
That they just wanted to live in peace on their island, and didn't really welcome outsiders very much.
All right.
But Mistvale is a step in a ancient pilgrimage for the divine light, and like maybe you thought about going there at some point just to study the bizarre properties of the Chaos Islands, but other than that, it's like maybe that's probably the only time you heard about it. It's like, someplace
Mm-hmm.
fascinating, but not really the best idea to go there. Not necessarily because they were hostile natives, but because it's difficult. There you go.
So kind of like the Feywild.
Maybe, except that when we talk the Chaos Islands, it's more of the plane of chaos. Like, when
Okay.
Jesse was talking about having visited Wonderland at one point, Wonderland would have been a place in the chaos.
Okay.
There you go.
That's a very good question.
Oh, why are you Mistvale? What's the why are you talking about Mistvale and pirate? It's inhabited by a group of dwarves. I tried to go there one time to study it, but it's
How long were you asleep again?
1,000 years.
Believe me, times have changed.
Yeah, we were there a few weeks ago, and ran into quite a few, pirates. But what are you saying? How long ago was this?
Hold on, I'll bring up my I'll bring up my timeline thing. I've got it almost right in front of me. And give you a proper year.
Captain?
Hmm?
I would have to, do so carefully, but I do have the potential to capsize their ship if they come after us again.
That would be helpful. Especially
Remember when I
considering
mentioned being able to pull the water out of the fortress if I do it right?
Yeah.
That spell.
So it's currently the year 2118 by the Emperor's calendar. You would have gone to sleep anywhere between 1000 EC and 1020 EC. Because that was before the collapse of the previous empire, the one that you lived in.
What happened at the Mistfield? Did they actually let you in?
Pirates. What part did you not understand?
But like, what happened to the dwarves?
They probably ate them. We don't know. There weren't any dwarves. It was pirates
We saw
and ships trying to kill us.
right. We saw bugbears and then got attacked by a bunch of pirates.
And
So-
hobgoblins and other
hobgoblins.
races.
Right. But
There might
pirates
have been a
were
few dwarves, but they weren't on our. They were definitely not friends.
Oh.
Oh, God,
Oh
why are
fuck!
you
Here she goes crying again.
She's a whiny little bitch, isn't she?
Innocent people, the innocent dwarves died.
I mean, lots of innocent people die, but I mean, if
Oh
we deal with
no!
this,
I wonder what happened to their anvils. All right, so what are we doing then?
Wow. Even racist against the dwarves.
I'm an elf. It comes with the territory.
Out of character, Topaz would love being part of the Gruian Empire.
Yes, actually.
I feel like Topaz would get along really well with the Nixia.
Yes. What do you think, Enixia? Would you and Topaz have been friends?
Anixia, I don't know. Either they would be great friends or great enemies. It really depends.
Well, Topaz
Topaz-
probably hates Drow.
Topaz would have hated Cloud.
Do you hate Drow, Topaz?
Sea elves don't hate drow as much as surface elves hate drow. We haven't had the experience with them.
Alrighty then. There's your answer.
all right. I mean, how interested are we in finding this teleportation tower?
If we can use it to get behind the pirates' lines, that would be a great idea. We could take them out, take the leaders out, sea princes, take the heads of the family out. Can you imagine the bounties on that?
Well, I can take you guys back to my school and we can try to find the tower. I haven't been able to find it since I've woken up.
Your school.
Yeah.
I have an idea.
Mm-hmm.
Fern,
Yes.
at your school, do they have any skilled alchemists?
They would.
Yes, absolutely.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
Do you think that with a bit of work, they might be able to make something that could burn, say, a 20 by 20 cloth sheet in a couple seconds?
Arcana
yeah,
check.
I'm sorry.
Like a sail?
Here, let me sit here and look through my notes a little bit.
Possibly strap it to the end of a ballista.
Oh.
Even better, can you come up with something that burns underwater?
Vern, you're pretty sure you know of a few things that might be able to do that. Though they might be expensive and hard to find, at least the stuff that burns underwater.
Yeah, I know of a couple chemicals, materials that might be able to do that, but it'd be very expensive and or difficult to find.
Yeah, well, we're swimming in money.
Yeah, we're pretty stacked.
I'm just wondering if, because we did have issues with a certain ship punching holes in our vessel,
Right.
and if we can destroy the sails, it'll make it very easy for me to capsize it.
Well,
Is it-
if they're going to ram us, they'll do it with their oars. Most ships that have a ram, that's how they do it. If they're shooting from their ballistas, then they'll still be able to do that regardless. I mean, we might be able to outmaneuver them and get on the other side.
they'll
I'm big on the idea of going past all of that with one of these nifty teleport towers, if they have one back there.
But what if we have to get to it to activate it first?
Well, that's why I was asking about burning things underwater. I could scuttle their hulls from beneath the waves. They'll never even know I'm there. Next thing you know, they're sinking. That's why I got the ring, but of limited use. If the ship's strong enough, that wouldn't necessarily break through. I might be able to ruin their rudder, but it's a one-shot deal anyway for that day. If we had something that we could make more of, destroy them from below, they'll never see it coming. We could sail right past their outer lines to whatever's beyond as they flail around in the water, and we get some sharks and quippers to eat them.
Well, really, this magic school is everything magic. Whatever you guys need, I'm sure there is a way to get it.
Sounds us he's sucking up to us. Does it sound like she's sucking up, Volan? Sound like sucking up.
I think
You would know
it's-
about sucking up.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah. Moving right along. I completely forgot what I was going to say. What was the conversation about?
Well, you guys were looking for a teleportation tower and then also some chemicals to burn stuff underwater. And I was telling you that we have some at the school that we could get.
Right. Let's go to the school because we can resolve both issues right now.
Okay.
Where is this school?
Oh, it's
So-
right.
It's on the north side of this island. It basically takes up a whole huge section of this huge school. It's almost, it practically dwarfs the palace with its various towers.
Is this place full of undead too?
Only the necromancer corner.
Dread,
Nick?
Yes.
please don't go there.
Okay, I won't.
I
This
know
school-
you are bound by your oath, so please do not go to that section. We don't want to cause any trouble.
Yeah, if you tried to hurt anything or anyone there, you guys would have a lot of trouble.
No need to threaten us. We're aware.
It's not threatening. I'm just saying I don't want you guys to get hurt, so I don't want you to try to hurt anyone or anything there.
Okay. Whatever. Veiled threats aside. Make yourself useful. Show us this school.
Topaz, is it?
It is.
What do you have against mine and Zephyrus's kind?
I don't know what your kind is.
We're half elves.
No, you're not.
Yes, we are.
Well, then you're a dead one.
No, I'm very much alive. Here,
So
you can
am
feel
I.
my pulse.
Then you're an ensorcelled one or otherwise compromised. You're not natural anymore, either one of you.
Or I've been asleep for 1,000 years. And
Yeah,
that's-
people don't
I didn't-
sleep for 1,000 years. Okay.
But they can sleep for 500, or get transported through a magical mirror, or fight gods after being projected through the astral plane.
What's your point? You're saying that she was put under somebody's magic sleep spell? and just happen to sleep 1,000 years unmolested?
Well,
No.
considering I can drag someone's soul back into their body after they die, it's not a very big stretch.
That's known magics.
But or there was an experiment that went wrong that caused my body to cryo freeze for 1,000 years.
I don't know what that means, but anyway.
So, basically, there was an experiment, okay? Me and my professor were working on something. It's been so long I forget what it was. We were working on something, and the experiment went awry and caused this basically state of it caused me to go to sleep. I guess I'm assuming it was some form of cryo freeze because my body didn't age, but yet here I am 1,000 years later.
You'd get along with Cassandra. You really ought to go have a conversation with her.
Who's Cassandra?
She might get along with Carly.
Yeah, go talk to Carly.
Who's Carly?
She knows things.
Oh, she's the colorful one that took Lobu off.
Oh,
No, that was Claire.
Oh, yeah, it's got the C names.
So many, I know.
Sorry. James is
I'm the
terrible
one
with
that-
names, but I did not name Claire.
Yeah, Claire was me. I named Claire. Because she sees things. She's clairvoyant.
well, here, follow me. I'll take you guys to the school. And I lead them towards the school.
Walk along. Volan, did you lose weight?
You pass. First of all, I'm 100% muscle, so let's get that straight. This little game you and Enola are playing? Sick.
Among other things.
Looks like two piggies to me.
Cogsworth fizzles out for a moment with a brief blue flicker.
Cogsworth
That was
See,
body
see,
continues
and
to
that's
walk
why
along.
it's not the totally trust. That right there.
I mean,
Does
hey,
he-
I'd recommend not having too much distrust in me, considering I'm the only one that's apparently allowed to heal you.
No, he's not wrong. Cogsworth, are you a he or a she? Which would you prefer to go by?
I am a clipboard.
Count that
Non-bi-
as a new gender. Yeah.
She pulls out her notes and she softly says, non-binary.
No, I am binary.
A binary clipboard.
It's all ones and zeros up here. Clink, clink, clink.
Unless you're built on a quantum computer, at which point it's a base 16.
Grizz.
Sorry.
I know, but Grizz.
I'm just bumping into Volan as we walk. You know, is there are days? Do you feel like this where you're gonna wake up? You're gonna wake up and then you're gonna look around and tell your friends, "I just had the most fucked up dream."
Yes.
Oh, constantly. It'll get better. Yeah.
How? How does it? It hasn't. It isn't. It
It's
just keeps getting weirder.
temporary. Weird can be good sometimes.
It'll get better. You'll finally get that cupcake frosting out of your
And
hair.
everybody's like, "Topaz, why are you so mad and hateful?" It's because I've been holding it in all this time, waiting to wake the fuck up, and it never happens.
That was
Weird shit piled on top of other weird shit.
Have you been raised?
I'm sorry, what?
Have you been raised?
I was raised by my parents at home.
No, I meant like you have the demeanor of someone who's been raised back from the dead.
What does that even mean?
Yeah, I'm gonna second Topaz on this one. What does that
It
mean?
means you're a dick.
Oh.
Yeah, but I mean, what's
Not
your
that
point?
kind of raising. No. Did I just break everybody with that pun?
I'm just saying there's no need to be so hateful and mean to everyone.
Sure there is. I don't like you. Ample precedent right there.
How can you determine if you like or don't like someone before you've gotten a chance to get to know them?
Snap judgment. In general, unforgiving prejudice works for me pretty well.
Topaz lives life very, very quickly.
Okay.
Lead on to your little school. Let's go.
Well, it's actually not little. It's the biggest building.
Whatever.
in
The
town.
school. Take us to the fucking school.
Yeah,
The
and you
giant
kind of
ass
start
school. Just take us
seeing
there.
towers and huge sections looming beyond you as you after you pass by the palace, giving it a wide enough berth given the
Okay.
amount
It's a
of
pretty
gold
big
guards
school.
out there. It is definitely bigger than the palace. It looks like it takes up the whole northern end of this particular island, and just seems to spread out, possibly into and over and under the water, and just reaching up towards the sky with various towers and turrets, and looks like they keep adding things to it. And you see, various flying creatures kind of like landing in some of those upper areas. They look like maybe they're hippogriffs and griffins, probably students' personal mounts. And you see various students heading to and from the place, and you can tell that they're students because they're dressed not only in robes but are carrying books under their arms. But they're heading kind of sort of in your direction, but not clearly at you. They're just kind of like heading along the side of the island, probably heading to the smaller western bridge that leads over into the more posh district of the city.
Well, here we are. So what do you guys want to do first? I'll just take you where you need to go.
What time of day is it?
I think at this point it's getting towards midday.
Okay.
Can we find out about the towers here? The teleport towers?
I mean, I haven't been able to find the teleportation tower since I woke up.
Okay, I know you said you couldn't. You have this whole school. Do you have somebody here that can?
I mean, I can try to take you to the headmaster.
Great.
All right. And Grizz, I'm assuming that there's a like.
Cogsworth, I swear to God, I'm going to punch you. Stop that.
What?
You and the puns. My
What?
God.
Are you just mad that I'm a class act?
He's the pun master.
Do I need to go smack him?
Yeah, she will smack him in her life if you want her to.
Fine, I'll go back to my desk job. Cogwitz sits there and acts holy.
Grizz, I'm assuming that there's like a headmaster, like a quarters, like a principal's office or something like
Yeah.
that.
An archmage?
Yeah, there'd be since this is a school specifically, there would be a headmaster. Give me 1 second. My books are falling out of place because I've removed too many of them from my stack while looking through for information.
Okay.
Do they send messages around with owls here? I've heard like mages do that. They send messages around with owls.
Probably uses the closet.
Usually we use hawks, but owls are not out of the question.
Yeah, we're actually more likely to use like an imp or a quasit or a fairy creature.
Yeah, but usually most of the time you're right, we'd use imps or quasits or stuff like that. But so I'm gonna take you guys to the headmaster and see if he can
Shame.
give us any more information. See if she can give us any more information. And so I lead the group to the headmaster's quarters.
Taking
Alright.
stock of this place as we go, is it like guarded by anything, or are we walking through obvious magical wards?
You're definitely walking through obvious magical wards. There doesn't seem to be like the typical guards, like not like the guards that you saw in the casino or all those gold tabard guards that you saw around the palace. No, but there's definitely wards and various like magical um, fields around, but nothing too obtrusive. It's more like kind of background stuff. Whereas like some shit went down in these corridors, like kid trying to attack the kids or something like that. That it's very likely that something will happen if you try doing that. Like either an alarm will go
Dread,
off,
are you?
or
Did
maybe
Dread come with us? No,
Yeah, I did.
you did. I'll fall back and talk to you. Are you getting anything weird from this place?
I'll I'll use divine sense and see if there's anything odd about it. Since she just asked.
Nothing overly odd. There is the occasional whiff of, again, an imp or a quasit around, but considering how many magical folk there are, and how many of them have, an affinity for a familiar in either the imp or quasit range, that's not to be, that's kind of not unexpected. You're not detecting anything major when it comes to undead, celestial, or fiend, though. Nothing beyond that level. Not
Nothing.
within 60 feet of you, anyway.
Nothing beyond their reliance in the lesser demon kind is their familiar.
Okay. Maybe they are what they say they are.
Perhaps.
So you wind
Are
through
we?
for a little bit and eventually end up at an office, where you find a woman, a human woman, in what looks to be probably her 60s, with grayish hair, pulled up into a bun. She's got little glasses on, and she appears to be doing paperwork.
I'm going to politely just knock on the door softly and whisper, "Headmaster."
She kind of looks up from the paperwork. Oh, it's you, Fern. Hello. And I don't think I've seen you with friends before, and I do not recognize
yes.
these individuals. And then her eyes, of course, fall on Cogsworth. A Warforged. Well, now, this is quite unusual.
Yes, I thought so as well.
She kind of
I'm
pushes
sorry
up from
to
her desk and starts walking even as you were talking, and starts inspecting Cogsworth. Are you the reason that Fern has brought you to my office today? And she's addressing Cogsworth directly.
No.
Oh.
Also, nice to meet you. Please don't disassemble me.
I would never do such a thing. And
Oh,
she
I'm
then
glad
looks
some-
back towards Fern. I'm sorry, dear. What were you saying?
Yeah. So I met these friends over at the casino.
You went back to the Lucky Eye again, didn't you?
Well,
Kinda shakes her head sadly.
let's just say I'm never going back there again.
That's good. I thought I warned you the last time. You really don't want to piss off the head of that place.
Oh, it's a long
Godukba
story,
does not have a sense of humor.
but what I brought them here for is because we need to get to is it Mistvale?
Yeah.
Mistvale?
Yes, and also I told them that we had some alchemists here who could help them get some supplies to.
Why ever would you wish to go to such a dreadful location?
I look over to Volan.
Well,
You'll never
it's been.
find a worse hub of scum and villainy than Mistvale. She sighs.
Oh, trust me, we know we've had our first run with them,
Haven
but
for all sorts of nasty things. Pity. I've read in the histories that it was once a most magnificent place that very few ever got to see. I guess I would have been back in your time, dear. She looks back at Fern.
What happened to the dwarves there?
Oh, from accounts of survivors, a black dragon came and destroyed them all. It found a way into the mists and annihilated them.
No. Please continue.
Cogsworth over there realizing what's about to happen since he's before that part in his story. Another day.
Fine, we have time.
So, Volan says that they need to take out the pirates out of there, and I see.
Well, I imagine that pirates visit that place frequently.
I'm sorry. Are you implying that there's other threats that lie there?
Oh, yes. But I imagine it's a safe haven for any pirates that can get through there. If they can get through the mists.
A grand adventure, worth writing about.
Mm.
If you can see the adventure.
Yes.
But there are so many worse threats, from what I understand.
Such as?
Oh, I said any manner of terrible beings.
Did the
Come up
dragon
and-
take up residence?
From what I understand, yeah, that the dragon at one point took up residence there. I can't imagine it's still alive. But it might have descendants that took it over and such.
Headmaster,
Yes.
I still don't understand completely what happened to me, but my friend Topaz here, he doesn't think that I'm actually a half elf. He says that I should be dead if I was. She says that I would be dead if I was a half elf. So can you please make things clear for her?
Yes. Fern doesn't look it, of course, but she was born well over 1,000 years ago, which which only certain types of elves ever live past anyway. The high elves and the drow, for example. And she kind of looks you over. I'm sorry, I don't think I'm quite aware of how long your kind lived for on average. And she's like looking at Topaz now.
Long enough.
That is a good answer. But, yes, wood elves, for example, do not live anywhere near as long as 1,000 years. And, of course, half-elves, they live only a fraction of most elven lifespans. Far more than humans, usually double that of a human, sometimes triple, but depending on the kind. And, of course, a high elf that's managed to produce a child with a human, usually they live a few hundred years, at the very least. But, yes, it's quite possible, since she did not actually age in that thousand or plus years that she was, shall we say, sleeping for.
See, keep using that word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
But she wasn't actually dead. She... Well, it was sort of like being turned to stone, but not. Are you
Well,
aware
that clears
of that?
it right up.
Are you aware of that it is possible to revive someone from a stone state and they'll be in the exact position they were in when they were turned to stone?
No, damn, I missed that class in Sea Elf school.
Oh, well, it's a pity if your people are not aware of that. Perhaps you will take it back to them. Clearly,
I'll
this
be
woman
sure
does
to.
not understand sarcasm.
Please,
She just
Called
adjusts her
Seal
glasses.
School.
Yeah, it's where we put all the little sea elves. They call them guppies, and we have, Kinder Guppy,
Guppies,
and
how
they
fascinating. She starts going
yes,
back to her desk
and
to pick up, to start making
let
notes.
him know.
Um,
and
Headmaster.
and then the ones that don't pass, well, we feed them to the sharks. It's a very efficient system.
How
Leaves the
sad.
good ones
That's,
behind.
I
Yeah.
imagine if your people are highly or possibly overpopulated, if you have many children at once, that is
Oh yes, I mean
a
tons,
kinder
all
fate
over the place. We look at each other
than
and just
starving
pop
each
one
other
out
out.
Hey,
right under the
Chophead,
water. It's like fertilizing the eggs. The male seals just go along and all over the eggs, and then they pop, and then we've got entire reefs full of them all over the place. It's a terrible thing. That's why I had to leave.
And she's
is
just
that what
writing this down, believing every word of it.
they came up with the saying "sink or swim"?
Absolutely, I'm sure that has to be.
Uh, Headmaster.
Yes.
One thing I was explaining to them is, before I went to sleep, there was a teleportation tower, and since I've woken up, I haven't been able to find it. What happened to it?
Well, when the the Crimson Imperium fell into disarray, most of the towers were deactivated and never maintained after that. From what I understand from the histories, I imagine it was taken down, possibly destroyed, or simply covered over somewhere.
Do you have any idea where, if it was covered over, where it might be?
Oh, I'm afraid not. There are so many old rooms. There's even said to be a wing or two that's gone missing over the years.
Huh.
That nobody can find because it's probably behind a wall that somebody has put up. And it's not like we can go around knocking down every wall that we see now, can we?
Yeah,
I don't
for
know.
sure.
You'd be surprised, but if it's still there, you don't have any way to, I don't know, magically tune in just to see.
Well, unfortunately, I don't have anything but the historical knowledge of such towers. I don't know any other symbols in order to home in on them. I would need to know the symbol of the tower that's supposed to be in the area in order to do that.
Do we have that? I'll look over at Volan.
Would I remember what the symbol looked like from before I went to sleep?
Roll a history check.
Damn.
You don't remember. You think you might have used it once or twice, but you don't actually remember what it looks like.
I'll pull out the book that Dovin translated for us. Are there any symbols for Madronis?
You look through you have that book in the handouts actually.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now, but
Book from Ethos Tower, and there is one for Madronis, and the additional active locations.
okay. Well, we have this, and I'll show her the book.
Her eyes light up as she looks at it. Oh my! And like the one page of the translations that Dovin did for you, and then the books that, like, oh my! This seems to be written in Undercommon. Wow. He starts looking through it. All the way to Ithan, to Walla. Oh dear, the Scarlet Brotherhood. That's unfortunate. But who are the Dark Knights and the Jade Skull? I don't think I know of those organizations.
The Jade Skulls are ghost-loving druids. They were sided with a vampire and a dragon. The dragon is no longer an issue.
Oh, that's good.
The vampire was nearly not an issue. Dren almost took it out with her own two hands.
Good for you. And she looks over at Dread and smiles.
I just nod.
So, yes, I suppose if you have a way of homing in on this, she taps the one labeled Madronas. Interesting. The notation next to it says active but dangerous area.
Yeah, that's of some concern, but we don't know. Dangerous to who? I guess the more interesting part is active.
Yes. So the question is, yes, what exactly is in there?
Well, there's only one way to find out.
Go there and look? Are you prepared for such a thing?
Um, what time of day is it?
It's around noon, as I said.
Um, I can't speak for me. I can only I can't speak for everyone else. I can only speak for me.
I mean, I'm perfectly content with just stopping by and seeing what's up if we can try to find this place. I mean, we could always run it stealth, although that might not be entirely successful. I'll look very specifically at me, Cogsworth, and Dread.
Yes, I'm not very good at stealth.
I can be better at stealth, but rather choose to live.
Look at this headmaster. Well, see, here's the thing. We're trying to take out the pirates and the sea princes, and do the entire coast of solid.
Well,
But the
they'll
last
become very
time we
rich if
tried
you
to
manage
travel
that.
to Mistvale, we were misguided. We were following the happy face on our map. We ran into the pirates there. There were quite a few.
What map is this you speak of?
Pull out the map if we still have it
Yeah, you do.
with the symbols. It's pretty crude. So we were just sort of guessing and following symbols, but we think we
Okay.
found their stronghold from
Yeah.
all our research. That's kind of what it seemed to be. And when we got there, sure enough, pirates galore. I tried swimming past them and got to the beach, but
Let's Mistvale.
there was just more on the
There's
beach
a house
as well.
symbol over here. She points out. It's closer to Madronis than any of the others. She
What-
thinks. Interesting.
What
I wonder.
symbol is she pointing at?
She said house. There's a house symbol. It's the one in the northeastern side of the map.
It is the, I think, only one besides the snake one that we haven't gone
Oh,
to.
the little tower-looking thing
Mm-hmm.
on the tiny island.
Yes, that looks like a house symbol or home. I would think that this would be home base if you're talking about pirates.
Well, that's what we thought too, but the symbols weren't necessarily really very indicative of what was actually
what was there then? Did you visit?
That one, no. We were traveling more toward the southern seas.
I see. It surprised you to realize that the sea princes are known to be more active in the northern part of the Gulf?
I did not know that.
She smiles. You know, if this map and that symbol really do point to the sea princes, you might be able to make yourself quite a fortune by providing it to the, to the various people that will inform the king. There is quite a bounty on it, you know.
Well, we've already been kind of given that duty anyway by the counselors at Saltmarsh.
Huh.
We've been put to the task of dealing with some of these princes and their pirates, bringing some bounties back. I have my own reasons, I think, as do some others, to deal with them, but I'd like to see them all taken care of. But if that wasn't the stronghold, then what was it? We did run into a lot of them down where this smiley face is.
That smiley face is definitely on Mistvale. It is a, it is a very old island. It is said to be the southernmost island of the Chaos Islands. And unlike the rest of the Chaos Islands,
Yes,
it is
the place
a
with the
place.
rift, yes.
Yes.
The rip to the chaos plane.
Yes, exactly. That it essentially is an anchor point. Perpetually shrouded in mist. No one's entirely sure why. Some kind of magic causes the mist to form around the island. Uh, that visibility drops to nothing, and therefore it's very easy to, well, get yourself pulled up onto rocks and smash your ship into pieces going through. And
I think we could navigate that. It's more a question of the opposition we'd run into. Quite a bit. But you're saying you don't even think that's interesting. So you think that it's up there in the north. That's the Sea Prince's abode.
That would be my suspicion looking at this map. Also, since I, as I said, know some of the history of Mistveil, I imagine that while it is quite possible they might have a base of operations, a gateway to the south, I doubt it's their, shall we say, home base.
So there might be a tower in this stronghold, a
Hmm.
teleportation tower.
She kind of looks back at the book that you handed her and starts looking through them. Topaz, how about you give me a 1D100?
Okay.
I don't recognize any of these, but I could spend some time in the archives looking them up. There's probably some information on the symbols, and maybe I can find something nearby to Mistveil or nearby to this island here to make it all worthwhile.
You'd be doing your people and your kingdom a service.
All right. Well, thank you for lending me the book.
Well,
Are we
maybe we
lending
should.
her? Are we lending her the
Yeah,
book?
I was gonna say you can take a copy, like you want to write some notes down, but we should keep this book.
But here's the thing: can we, for use of the book for a period of time, might we put that down as a sort of down payment of good faith on some special materials that are useful in the art of war? We were
Roll,
trying to find weapons
roll
that would
persuasion.
perhaps alchemical that might work against ships. Persuasion.
Specifically burning sails and hulls.
I think
Yes,
I might even
that
have
too.
some students that are working on that, and I'd be happy to provide you with some materials, some finished products, just so that I could study this book for a while. I imagine it would actually help us both out.
Something just occurred to me. If we can park our ship somewhere in the mists, we might be actually be able to move in silently. We have an on-demand boat.
Oh yes, we
We
do.
do have that boat now, don't we?
Oh
We'll be
yeah.
able to get near the watchtower and then take out the watcher that set the alarm last.
I like the way you think, Cogsworth. Sometimes.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
We just need to get past the grunts. Keep them from setting off any alarms. I think we're capable of taking on whatever leaders the Sea Princes could bring to bear.
Especially if, after we take out some of the grunts, if they fight for us.
What do you
Oh.
Yeah, see? You were kind of on your way in, and then that.
No, you don't understand. This is war, and all's fair in love and war.
War crimes.
My God.
Wait, I don't
create any-
cough.
You'll not create any undead.
See, I can see this is going to be a sticking point.
Okay. Okay.
Captain? Can I hit her?
We'll hold off. There may come a point, but we'll hold off.
Volan, I'm thinking we're going to have to come up with some hard and fast ground rules for this to work. We're going to end up with a tussle amongst ourselves at an inopportune moment. I don't need a crystal ball to tell that's going to happen.
No, you're right. I mean, it kind of makes sense that, she'd be allowed to do the thing that she
I don't
does
care. It works for
magically.
me, but I don't have Dread's delicate sensibilities on that sort of thing. I see it's a tool of war. If she can control them, then let them take the hits. We don't have to.
I can control them. If I raise them, and I ask them to do something,
Just
they will
not the
do
demon.
it. Demons are a last case scenario.
Well, it's a good thing I can banish them should things go wrong. The issue is that at the moment, I can either capsize a ship or I can banish a demon. We have to pick one.
I will not be casting any demons unless you guys want to use one as like a grenade and shut it in a room with a bunch of people.
How long does it stay?
That is a good question. Let me look. And she pulls out her like spell book to look over the specifications. I'm not actually casting the spell. I'm just looking at the time.
If casually casts a demon on the castle in the college.
Let's see. Concentration up to 1 hour. So if I break my concentration, it goes back.
Hopefully.
So, I mean, as long as I think about it, if I stop thinking about it, they'll just go back to the abyss.
It doesn't disappear for 1d6 rounds.
Oh, yeah. So it could only be here for like from
An
6 to
uncontrolled
24,
demon.
from
If you
6
have
to
control of
36 seconds.
Well, if you have control of it, it disappears. But if you lose control with the save, it's going to stick around for a little while.
You also have to have a vial of blood of a humanoid killed within the last 24 hours.
I'm guessing that's not something you can arcane focus away. That's like
Yeah.
like gems and whatnot.
Yeah, so basically you used up 2 vials in the casino alone.
You use vials
Well,
for the extra one?
If we take out the grunts, then I can just take a vial of their blood.
Yeah, there you go.
Have a spellcaster because it doesn't specify that it's a cost of a component.
Yeah, that's true.
That just seems like a
Except
very
the blood only
special
the blood only lasts 24 hours. It says it specifies a vial of blood from a humanoid killed within the last 24 hours, which means it's a component that you can only have around you for 24 hours at a time.
Okay.
It's special. It's not just like a cricket.
So basically,
Or a
if your character is lost without any kills for a couple days, you're not going to be able to cast that spell immediately. You're going to have to kill somebody first, and collect their blood as an action before you can cast that spell.
So, I mean, I can't cast it right now, but like after we take out some grunts, I just need to take some of their blood.
It just says killed. Doesn't say anything about what happens to them after they've been killed.
Mm-hmm.
You do kill a party member, resurrect them, get your blood.
Yep. Yep. If one of your party members falls, you can collect some of their blood before they get resurrected again.
If one of my party members falls, I'll just raise them back up.
No.
Not when you have a cleric in the party. Okay, now Chum.
You will not
now
raise them.
I'm
I
seeing
will
Tub thumping in my
resurrect
head
them.
again. One hit wonder Chumbawamba coming back again.
Dread.
Yes.
I understand you have a gripe with undead. But,
I wouldn't call it a gripe.
But-
It's clear that it has a gripe.
So let me ask you, are you willing to risk the lives of every person on Earth because of
Ollaras.
these damn
The
pirates.
world is called
Just-
Ollaras.
All right, but are you really? What's more evil to you? Someone dead that can be used against evil, or the people that are committing evil acts themselves?
And
Then you have some soul searching to do, my friend.
Maybe don't try to guilt trip one of the more integral members of our party, as in one that didn't just come in today.
I'm just saying, if we're going to war, I'm going to use what I know how to do.
I will destroy the undead. He will not stop them.
Okay. Okay.
Ground
fine.
rules.
Yeah, realistically, I don't think anyone's going to listen if I lay down a point one way or the other. You know, I could easily say, hey, don't do that, but what are the consequences?
Well, as you told me, you kill them with an axe.
Well, I suppose that is one way to deal with it.
We also don't want Dread to go against the will of her patron and lose her powers, or worse, get removed from existence.
Right, but Dread's not the one raising them from the dead. Would that really be going against her will?
If Dread allows them to be raised directly in front of her, against the wishes of her patron,
I mean, yeah.
What if Dredd was blindfolded?
Old dread that we didn't allow the raise of.
No, Dread, those aren't undead. Don't look at them.
Yeah,
Dread,
somebody mind champ is saying they're not undead, right? Yeah, sure.
No, Dread, you're mistaken.
You see,
If I
they're.
may
Go ahead.
could I understand you're bound by your oath, but also if that's Fern's primary source of fighting potential, I don't wish to hamstring her, especially considering we are literally going to war. Would you be able to speak with Quare? See if at least at the moment she'd be able to compromise on this at all, on the condition that she only uses the bodies of those who have committed great evil and will be sent to judgment after.
Kind of look towards Sal and see what kind of, if she says yes or no.
Alright, 1 second. You see Dread's meaner go slack for a moment. Alright. So, like, you know, as everybody around you fades away, basically, again, into that, and Cell becomes more clear. Cell is just basically pacing, which is kind of odd. And Cell kind of stops and turns towards you. These are difficult times, friend.
Yes,
Difficult.
I don't want to go against Queer's words. I don't want to go against her, you know that.
Yes. And they seem to be missing the point. Quare is a neutral force. It doesn't matter if they're good or bad people. They all need to go to judgment. And it is horrible regardless of what they did in life, if they are enslaved in death, if you know what I mean.
Oh, it's
So whether they are bad people or an innocent, you know, it makes no difference to her.
so if using an undead slave is not a good idea, even if it's against the other evil people, is what you're saying.
What I'm saying is that it would make no difference if that person was good or bad. If it makes no difference morally to Quare if you are raising only good or only evil people, or it's the same to her. The same potential affront. There is a potential compromise that I can think of. Your friend, your new friend, seems to be convinced that they need to be allowed to continue to exist after a certain time, and it is bad enough if they are being brought back, but if it is completely necessary to help in such an instance as this, especially where other gods are concerned, I will talk to Claire on on our behalf about that. I would think that it'll still be bad in a way, but not so much as she is willing to dismiss them afterwards, to return them to their dead state. My
Well,
sense is that she's not thinking about that in those terms. Your new friend.
so I should say that if she's willing to destroy them once this battle is over, that might be okay.
That you are able to not kill her or destroy the undead before their use is complete, if she can agree to that for the moment. That perhaps that will be good enough.
Well, if I don't understand, I can destroy the undead as soon as they're formed.
Yes. That's why we have a problem. I'm trying to think. And Excel continues to pace. This is a problem, but like I said, it's a way for you to maintain your oath without getting into conflict at the same time, because that is bad for a paladin, is it not?
It is, as far as I know. I don't want to go against Queer.
Out of character, real quick, because I can never remember if I've asked you this before. Because I occasionally ask people and then forget if I have. Have you played Mass Effect?
What?
The game Mass Effect?
I have.
The second game, the Justicar? Because there was a very specific oath that the Justicar was able to give that dealt with, being able to adapt to someone else's morals, but saying that once this particular oath is complete, if your morals are not close to my morals, I might come back and kill you, sort of thing. I always kind of liked that, and it helped. It helped basically set the Justicar's mind at ease for if she was going into an area that for her was morally ambiguous.
So,
So I kind of use that as an example.
yeah. Alright, so, uh, here's my thought. If I tell her to bring them back without me seeing them, will that work? That won't work either, will it? No.
I was thinking that if we suspend destroying her undead until after the immediate threat of something is fulfilled, that might satisfy both. And if she is willing to restrain bringing them in or destroying them before you can destroy them as well, then you don't have to kill her if that's what you have in mind.
I don't think I will kill her. It's the undead that must be destroyed.
Yes.
We have the feeling that she, in herself, has somewhat of a good heart, but it's been twisted somehow, I think.
Yes, and to her own way of thinking. Which is again why I was suggesting the compromise. Perhaps in that, then outside of your sight, she will actually think before raising somebody and start realizing that she should not be doing this. That they are not actually people, but that they potentially can trap the souls of people inside of them. But it's one of those things to tell somebody this than it is to let them see it for themselves over time.
They see it over time, though. That's.
Yes, which is why if she refuses to destroy them after the battle, then, well, you still have to destroy them yourself, now don't you?
I do. And I will.
Perhaps we can have an agreement on that, but I will talk to the goddess on our behalf and ensure that 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 is clean
Wait for
as circumstance.
your word from you, or at least a thumbs up might work.
She nods, and the world begins to turn back to colors.
Can only raise zombies and
Quick, they're back.
skeletons.
You see Dred's Meaner come back to herself. She seems to be a bit more animated and recognizing what's going on around her.
Alright, so, Fern, here's what the compromise has to be. If you need to bring back the undead to fight our horde, then you must guarantee me that you will destroy them once the battle is done before I get the chance to.
Well, I was thinking if it brought you satisfactory that once they have accomplished their mission, once they have accomplished their task that I have tasked them with, then I would give you the honor of destroying them.
That sounds reasonable.
And I assure you, I want to do nothing but good with these things.
It's not them that's the problem. Each undead has the potential of trapping someone's soul.
Well, anything that I raise, I have control of it. So I will assure that nothing like that happens.
Well, okay, so that's the compromise. As far as I know, Zell is actually making sure it's okay with Quare.
I appreciate that. Grizz, I have a question.
Yep.
So, let me look at it. So I was looking at the animate dead spell, and it says that it needs a drop of blood, a piece of flesh, and a pinch of bone dust. But there was this thing I was looking at earlier. I think it was called Grim Harvest. With Grim Harvest, does that mean that? Oh wait, not that one. Where is it? Oh, Undead Thralls at 6th level. You have the animate dead spell to your spell book, and so with that, it says like you don't need any material components? Does that mean I do not need the drop of blood or a piece of flesh?
Well, if it says you don't need the material components, then that is correct.
Okay. Sweet. Oh gosh. Okay, cool.
Okay. So now that that's been compromised and resolved, we're good? Because I don't want to be having this debate between the three of you every 10 minutes.
Let's people want to say maybe 11, just because.
Every 11's better than every 10, so. What's our next step? We're looking for alchemical supplies, yeah?
Yes.
The headmaster is going to supply you with that sort of thing, thanks to you lending her that book.
So, is our plan now to head to the house? I mean, it seems to be rather close, yeah. It shouldn't take too long to get there, or are we gonna wait for her to translate
It'll
or figure out?
take at least 2 to 3 days. Let me see what that map is. Yeah, it'll take about 3 days to get there. It's actually quite close to Saltmarsh, comparatively. It's like basically a day and a half away from Saltmarsh. Maybe as many as 2 days away from Saltmarsh. And right now, if you're going along just the middle of this is alongside the coast, you're 4 days away from Saltmarsh. So.
Okay, are we waiting for her then to finish looking at the book?
Yeah, you asked her to find you, to see if there's any symbols that correlated to some place that's close to that island, that you could potentially use as a launching spot.
Gotcha.
And I think that's so. If that's where you're planning on going for next time, then I think we should wrap it up here. And next week, we'll just figure out what she's discovered.
Okay.
All right.
All right. I'll see you guys next
It's
week.
been a nice evening with you.
I'm back.
With you all.
What did I miss?
Yep.
And,
Everything.
and
Thank
there
you
was
guys
no-
for letting me join in
What
with
I
you.
missed?
There was no
Yep, nice to have you here, Caleb.
interruption this time. Yay!